Hello, YouTube, and welcome back to Brewing with Magic. Well, I have decided to go ahead and take a stab at Historic. Only a few more days until the new set comes out, and as I've told you in the past, and I think this happens to everyone, I've been playing so much Standard. I know it's coming. It's not super exciting, and Historic just looks so much fun. Being that I've only been playing the game for about 4 months now, been playing Magic since 1994. Arena for about 4 months now. I haven't got to play a whole lot of Historic. I have a lot of the Standard cards. I do not have very many Historic cards. So I asked our very own Brewmaster Will to create me a budget Historic deck, and the guy is amazing. I mean, not only is he a super good friend, not only can he make really good videos, but he threw this together in literally 5 minutes. Maybe it was a little longer, but it's because I was talking in his ear. And on top of that, he built a deck that is super budget, super user-friendly, and I didn't drop a single game while creating content on the ladder with this deck. Won them all. So that's not to say it's a 100% win rate deck or a 75% win rate deck or anything like that. Those can change. You know, it depends on your matchups. Now, one thing I will notice, Wizards of the Coast has openly said that when you have less rares and less mythics in your deck, you're going to go up against decks that are very similar in that. So this, maybe I got paired up against slightly easier matches. You'll see in the gameplay that's not quite what the case was, but you know, it's an interesting concept to test out. Play the deck like this as a budget deck, and then maybe you make the better version of this deck with more of the rare mythic lands and just do an experiment for yourself and see if it happens. So I really wanted to get into Historic. This is the deck I started with. Will did an amazing job. Let me go ahead and tell you what the deck is if you are also new to Historic, and then we'll get into some gameplay. So first we have our 1-drops. We have 4 Healer's Hawks, and we have 4 Spectral Sailors. They're just 1-drops and they both fly. I'm not going to go over every single card because we have found that nobody really wants to listen to you read every single card in the format unless they're really new cards. So there will be a list in the description down below for you to go check this out. But we'll just go real quick. So we have the 8 1-drop Flyers. Then we have 4 Fearless Fledglings. You probably remember that one. That's a standard card. We have 2 Rally of the Ranks. And we have 4 Watcher of the Spheres. So those are our 2-drop, 3-drops. We have Empyrean Eagles and 4 Jubilant Skybonders. Then we have 2 Spell Pierce, 4 Lofty Denials. We have 4 Winged Words. We have some Sephra Sky's Blades, 2 copies of those, 9 Islands, 9 Plains, and 4 Pathways on Blue-White. So now you know it's in the deck if you're one of our people who just like to sit there and listen and not watch. But what are we doing with all these cards? So we're just trying to race our opponent. That's what this deck does. It's a super fast rush deck. There's 2 good reasons that I like about this deck being a first time using a Historic deck if you haven't played Historic before. 1, it's a budget deck, like I mentioned, so it's super cheap. 2, you don't need to know the meta. Should you know the meta? Yes. But this deck will allow you to learn the meta while not knowing it. And what do I mean by you don't need to know the meta? Well, this deck does what it does. And according to what I've been told from other people who do play Historic, there's not a lot of flyers or way people can stop flyers other than killing creatures. So this deck does what it does without having to know what the opponent's going to do. Similar to, say, something like a cycling deck. But there's still more thought involved in this. Not that I don't like cycling. Wink. So the deck is just trying to throw out creatures early, like your 1-drops, into your 2-drops, into your 3-drops, and just smack them in the face as fast as possible while using your Spell Pierces and your Lofty Denials to counter anything that might mess with that game plan. Winged Words to go ahead and refill your hand because you have drawers, and you have Rally of the Wings over here. This should be in our value section. This is an amazing combat trick and or way to just close out the game. Rally of the Wings just totally blows out your opponent. And things to note, if you have a 3-drop in your hand that is both the Empyrean Eagle and the Jubilant Skybond, depending on what colors your opponent is showing, such as if they're running black or any other color, red, things that have removal, you're always going to want to throw the Skybonder first because you want to get that out there to protect your creatures. In the same regard, if you have both and they're not showing those colors, get that Empyrean Eagle on the board and just start smashing into your opponent as fast as possible. I also want to mention that you will not see me once use this card as a flash creature. It's because I'm new to the format and I was just so excited and having so much fun. Remember to use it as a flash creature. Don't be me. And it's an amazing card that you can draw with late game. So if I have both of these in my opener, as much as I like Lifelink, unless they're playing like a red deck, and they'd have to go first for you to see that, you're almost always going to want to play the healer first, in my opinion, because they're always going to kill your first creatures first, then go into a Spectral Sailor later, because this gives you draw power later in the game. Really good mechanic. Oh, keep in mind, this is not flying unless you throw a land. Say you have, a land in your hand. You don't need to activate the Fledgless Fearling because they don't have anything on the ground. Save it a turn. unless you need that +1/+1 token to go ahead and get through. We have the 2 copies of the Saphira Skyblade, which is one I will read because it is rather interesting, and I just want to make sure you all know. So it's 3 white, 4 colorless for 7/7 legendary creature, flying lifelink. You may pay 1 white and tap 4 untapped creatures you control with flying rather than pay the spell's mana cost. Other creatures you control with flying have indestructible. I bring this one up last because I want to make sure that you know it is probably in your best interest to try to do this as soon as you can. So on turn 4, if you cast a Spectral Sailor, and you already had 3 out, and you're still able to do this, slam it as soon as you can. It's best if you have a counterspell in your hand as well, but slam this as soon as you can, especially more against decks that you know, once again, don't have direct removal like black. I don't know if red is really going to be beaten up on that. White has extinction cards. So if you think that they're going to be able to get rid of this card immediately, don't slam it until you can protect it as well. If they're playing, you know, just green, or I don't think red can really hurt that really hard because it's so big, something like that, then go ahead and slam it right on turn if you have it in your hand. So, and then one more thing real quick, I also want to mention that keep a good attitude when you're playing this game. Ultimately, it's just supposed to be fun, and I only mention that because in the very first game, our opponent is going to be a little rude when you watch it. So I'm not complaining. I want to bring this up to you because it can just frustrate you and you can get mad. And as you'll see in my gameplay, I keep composure. And so just make sure you just have fun. It's just for fun. So whether they rope you, if you win in the long run, you still won. If they do something you don't like but you lost, it's a game as long as you had fun. So just remember that. Remember that. It's all about fun. That's the deck. And real quick, if you enjoyed this content or anything else, please smash that subscribe button. As of recording this video, we are only 6 subscribers away from 100 subscribers, which is a super important landmark for us over here at the Brew Crew. So in return, we will be giving away 3,400 gems for free to one of our subscribers at random when that happens. So please do smash that subscribe button, like the video, leave a comment down below, and don't forget to stay till the end. I have a little bit of tech that I want to tell you how we changed the deck so you don't craft it this way yet. Let me show you just a little bit so you don't craft a rare you didn't need to. So without further ado, let's get into the gameplay. Borrow Gordon. Hello. Okay, our opening hand has 3 lands, all the colors we need. Healer's Hawk, Empyrean Eagle, our Skybonder, and a Spectral Sailor, so we'll keep that. Looks like it's going to be our turn. They do mulligan down to 5. And like I said, let's start out with that Healer's Hawk. Turn 2 is a little bland at the moment, just another 1/1 for 1. But turn 3, we light things up. Probably go with the one that protects our creatures first, into the one that gives us +1/+1. They're going doggies. What do you do? What do you do for the guy who's new at this? Add 1 mana of any color among legendary creatures and planeswalkers you control. Is this legendary? Okay, so that adds white mana. Okay. So, my go. Hey! You're all witness to that. So we're going to throw that. We're going to swing. I definitely think I go with the one that makes targeting our creatures a little less, because I think they're also going to try to rush us. And then from there, just in case they do have removal, then from there we will go with the giving all of our creatures +1/+1. They swing for 2 with their Hound of Kondo. And it's a Rimrock Knight, so we're off to the races, ladies and germs. We are off to the races. So let's go ahead and do what I mentioned. Let's get in there for some damages. They're going to swing back for 5, and we're going to swing back for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, they're only swinging with the 1. That makes me nervous. Why are you holding back that Hound? Are you making it a flyer? You have a combat trick, huh? So we will throw, if we throw this out like that, we'll throw this on white. We'll throw this out holding up, obviously, the blue for the Spell Pierce. And then we're swinging with the team. So why'd they hold back the 2/2? I don't know. We're in the air. We're in the air. What do they got going on? Exile non-land permanents that aren't legendary. I don't think so. I don't think so. Oh. So our opponent roped us into a boring because they couldn't wipe our board. Got the win. We have Turbo Lobo. Turbo Lobo. I like it. We go first. We always like that. We have 2 lands, 1 of each color. Healer's Hawk. A Rally of Wings. Lofty Denial. Winged Words. I don't like that we don't have a solid 2-drop other than drawing, but we definitely aren't mulliganing this. This is going to pathways going on white. We're getting that Healer's Hawk out there. See what colors our opponent's on. They are on black-blue source, so they're not doing anything that turn. We'll throw our other land out. Okay, so we could throw this and not be able to protect the Healer's Hawk. They're already looking at it, so it's already going to die. So they're going to attack this next turn, most likely. I feel like we need to guarantee a land drop, but I don't know what they have in their hand because I'm newer at Historic. Let's just do it. Let's just put the bird out. Let's just play like a Rush Turbo noob at the format and see what's happening. It's a blue. Don't have it. Please let me untap. Nope. I mean, I knew I wasn't gonna. Oh, we needed a land. Let's go ahead and winged words while we have... Oh, no! Oh, no! We need land! Hopefully our opponent doesn't have anything too crazy. Dang it, I don't think that's good. Empowered Eagle is probably going bye-bye, but who knows? Maybe they got to get rid of the Sky Bond just so that they can keep targeting my creatures. Maybe they want the Lofty Denial gone. Maybe that rally. I don't know. It's Historic. It's all new to me. If they grab our Spectral Sailor, we can't do anything next turn unless we get lucky. I mean, we have the Lofty Denial, but it's not a great plan. Man, they don't know what to do. Our opponent is confused. Like, what is this deck? Is this a Flyers deck without any of the good card? Oh, okay. So they're going to have a board wipe soon. We'll remember that. I have a feeling they're telegraphing a board wipe. Okay, so it doesn't matter what we throw it on, and we always seem to want more blue in this deck. So we'll throw that. Let's make... See, if they board wipe, this doesn't matter. But if they don't have... I mean, I have to throw it either way. If it's an Extinction Event, I just ran into that. But no matter what creature I play, I run into Extinction Event. I don't know if that's what's being played. I think it's the -3, or -4 in this format. Okay, what are we doing? We have a pirate. Oh, now they can play it? It leaves the battlefield. You may cast that card for as long as it remains in exile, and you may spend mana as though it were mana of any color. Interesting. Okay. Well, we'll throw the planes out, because why not? They're going to get our 2/2 flyer. I don't like that. We'll throw the Spectral Sailor. We'll throw the Empyrean Eagle and hope that they don't have a board wipe. I mean, they have a creature on the board now. I think they're going to throw my Sky Bonder, which we kill in the air. We beat it with this. If I top deck another non-flying creature, that's not bad for us, because we should be able to, you know, hopefully if it's low enough, we cast those. If we draw a land, we do both of this. They go Foretell. Okay, it's a fledgling, so we can't... Okay, so if I throw this, they all get +1s, and then next turn I can get crazy. If they don't wipe the board, I don't like that Foretell card. I don't know what it's going to be. So do I want to overextend into a board wipe or use Rally of the Wings as a trick? So if I rally this turn, they're going to block with 1, and they're still going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, plus 5, 6, 7, 8. All my creatures will be untapped, and then next turn I can hit them for 9 and win the game with this. So I think let's not throw that in case they do. Let's attack with everything. Let's see if they block. We're going to lose our creature. Okay, let's go ahead and Rally of the Wings. Brings them down to 7. We keep all of our creatures. We end the turn because we have lethal on board, as is with the Empyrean Eagle. I mean, if we get to that, they go Behold. Okay, they're searching. Bolt to the bottom, so they're searching. Did they get what they needed? I don't know what that does, but it's a flyer. That's not good. So it blocks. Well, we got it. Okay. Interesting, interesting. When you don't know what you're playing against, it's a whole new world. We will be fighting Laquezed. I think it's an L. Opponent goes first. How you doing, opponent? We do have 2 lands and a 1-drop, a 3-drop, and 2 Lofty Denials. We have 2 Sky Bonders as our 3s. Healer's Hawk is our 1. We'll keep it. Hope we draw into a 2-drop. We have a Lofty if not, but this deck prefers to go first. We'll throw this on white since we drew another blue anyways. The deck likes to have more blue than white, so that's fine. You only really need 1, maybe 2 white. But 1 white, 2 blue is perfectly good for this deck. They're playing green that we see so far, so hopefully this lives a turn. And then if not, then we're just kind of dead next turn. Not dead, but we're doing nothing next turn. There's a Bone Crusher right there. The Stomp, I should say. I don't know the meta, but I feel like they're going to try to stomp this. Let's go ahead and attack first. I don't think we're going to Lofty Denial that. Fire Prophecy. I don't feel like Lofty Denialing that is like the problem. I think we need to wait till later in the game. And it's going to be the bigger stuff that we're going to hopefully Lofty Denial. Let them get rid of a card. Maybe I shouldn't have done that if they used the ability. Maybe they were looking for something. Once again, when you don't know the meta, you just kind of play to the archetypes in the way that you know the game plays. Okay, so they probably have another removal. That's fine. We're going to end those shenanigans once we drop this. They do. They use an X spell for that. So I think, is this... Let's go ahead and throw this, because I can't target it right away. I think this might be the deck that people have told me about. I think it's a Phoenix kind of a deck. Or does that not have green in it? I don't remember. Land Destruction? Okay. 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 I'm going to save this till I need it. And I don't think they're going to be attacking our birds anytime. Let's get these out here and start a clock. And then next turn we have counter spells. Hopefully they can't kill one of these. Maybe they think it's a bad idea to try to kill one because of how much mana it costs. What do? I don't even know. Ascend. At the beginning of each upgrade, a 1/1 token. Saplings, you control get +1/+1 as long as you have the city's blessing. How do you get the city's blessing? I don't know. If you control 10 or more permanents, you get the city's blessing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Next turn, 8 guaranteed. Let's throw the... We don't need any white yet. And they destroyed one of our lands already. So we're just going in. We're racing them. They get a 1/1. Does this tell you how many permanents if you hover over it? No. Land of War Elf. This is only Saplings, so I don't think I care about an elf. I hope I don't. We'll see. I definitely can't counter it 1/1. I can, but that's the one I was waiting on. I don't think it's really important, but I don't want them doing stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Next turn they'll have 10 mana and the city's blessing. So there it is. Whoa. Whoa. Okay, so if I throw this... Oh, I don't have white. That's what this is for. I throw this. Next turn, they hit me for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. See if we have to draw the one that gives all of our birds +1/+1. Or something like that, or I think we're just going to get tapped. They're looking at our white source. We can't afford to lose that, depending on what we draw. So that's an instant we have to counter that. If they attack with the 1/1, we could kill it. If they attack with this, I'm killing it too. So they attack for 9. No blocks. What do I draw? This is a big draw for us. Oh! Good game. Woo! Gentlemen, that is a wrap for blue-white budget Flyers, and what a blast I had. I am super going to be playing more Historic in the future, so keep an eye out for that. Definitely still going to be playing a lot of Standard. Best of 1 either way. This is just a lot of fun. It just did more than I thought it would even do. Very much for building this for me, Will. You did an amazing job. Few corrections. As you can see, I got some cards over here. What are we doing with these cards? So, Sephira Sky's Blade. I casted it, I'd say 2 or 3 times over my gameplays. And maybe more. Maybe I cast it more. But every single time, it ended up getting destroyed by our opponent. I did save counter magic once, and they were able to get around that. I slammed it once just to see if I could get it. They just dies to almost everything that can kill things, like, like Heartless Axe and all that kind of... It just never lived. So, for me, the card just didn't work out for a deck where we're trying to rush, which is disappointing. It's such a fun-looking card, and that's why I'm glad you waited till the end, so that you didn't craft that one. That's why I gave you the warning in the beginning. And what would I replace that with? So now we only have the 4 pathways in the deck that are rare. Everything else is commons and uncommons. So there's 2 options. There's 2 options is your choice. If you want to keep it super budget, go ahead and add in a 3rd Spell Pierce, and add in a 3rd Rally of the Wings. and now you've got yourself an extremely, and see, that's how little I've been playing Historic. I don't even have the third Rally of the Wings. I'd have to craft that. Not a problem at all. I'll be crafting it and testing it multiple ways, because I like the budget version. It's just fun, and I don't want to use any really mythics or rare wild cards 7 days or whatever it is before the new set comes out. Not happening. So I'll probably end up just crafting that. But the other option, if you do either have them or want it to just go ahead and have a little bit more power like it could, take that Spell Pierce and that Rally back out and add yourself 2 Skycat Sovereigns. So now the deck is still at 2 plus 4 is 6 rares, super budget friendly, extremely fun deck. If you have if you've been playing longer than me and you have any of the lands that are blue-white that come into play and you take land or check land or any of that kind of stuff, go ahead and add those too, but I wouldn't go adding them, but I wouldn't go crafting them right away, not with the new set coming out right around the corner. So what a fun deck. Those are the changes that I would do. Please leave us a comment down below. Let us know how you like this deck or anything we're doing. If you'd like to see us do anything, we're almost at that 100 subscriber mark where we're going to be giving away 3,400 gems for free to one of our subscribers. So please smash that subscribe button, share the video, give it a like, and as always, until next time, have a blast in the arena.